more than half of all people live in cities. At the beginning of the 20th century, it was less than a third. Who benefits from urbanization? Who wants us to live in city areas? Why do so many of us live in the cities? But first things first. Cities are settlements of a considerable size in terms of area and population, and economically they focus on industrial sector and services. Since the ancient times, cities have been centers of the development of crafts and art. It is attributed to the fact that a city is a place where people's lives depend less on natural cycles than in a rural area. And that is why city dwellers concentrated in one place, within the city wall, or like now in a single economic and geographic space, they created new kinds of activities and drove forward the human culture as a whole. Industrialization, commenced in the 19th century, was accompanied by unprecedented growth of urban population. People moved from villages to towns and cities, find jobs in services or industrial sector, change their habits, and overall transform people's culture. Enormous concentration of people who are not engaged in agricultural sector changed the behavior of an average person. Now, most of us do not think in rural terms, do not consider rains or harvest to be something of particular importance, and do not think of ourselves as a part of a small group. Villagers, and we prefer to get lost in a crowd in the major cities, in the shadows of skyscrapers, and feel like a part of a huge advanced dwelling. You might say that makes sense. Economy changes. Jobs flow from rural areas to the cities. People move there in search of better life. What's suspicious about that? The suspicious thing is the dynamics of the latest century. It's like as if this process had been launched by someone. Deliberately. There was nothing there, almost everyone lived peacefully in their villages, and then bang! Steam engine, machines, heavy industry, internal combustion engine, assembly lines. Everyone, let's move to the cities! Hurry up! So anyone who stays in the village is a loser, right? Life is in the cities. Someone made us believe that, along with economic transformation. But who? What is a city as a high concentration of people? It's an optimal form to control people. Just think about it. You don't have to send messengers far away. You can just put up a banner in a city center. New communication technologies, radio, telegraph, television, internet, they all were born in the cities where they also developed. These technologies immensely help control people. But the most important thing is that in this noisy information field we live next to many other people. Population density of major cities is several tens of thousands of people per square kilometer. Thanks to densely populated barracks in poor countries and tall apartment buildings in the rich, this figure will only increase. Many want to live in the city, and many are prepared to be cramped up. And so here we are, climbing on each other, leaning against each other, inhaling horrible city stench, and all this existing in this single information space backed by new communication technologies. Naturally, it is nothing more than a simple triumvirate project dedicated to form asphalt concentration camps for humanity. This order allows the three great rulers control our society more effectively compared to the way things used to be, when almost everyone lived in tiny villages. Triumvirs hate people's connection with nature, as it may free one's mind. And rural residents have always been those who feel it best. Triumvirs want to simplify the management of their resources. For information and financial control, it's easier to work with urban agglomerations. While pursuing their selfish goals, triumvirs launch industrialization and, as a result, urbanization. They have always tried, and still try today, to make cities appealing, so that everybody would want to live in one. And they succeed. And the most important thing, triumvirs took care of underground part of cities. Detonation platforms were built under the guise of sewerage and cable installations.
Those are massive, powerful, explosive devices which are able to raise the whole city to the ground. So, in case there are no other options, people problem could be solved by pressing one button. Then most of the population would be destroyed. Cities would be buried under their own ruins, and Triumvir's public agents would announce that this unfortunate event was caused by the movement of lithospheric plates.
Urbanization, which is carried out by Triumvirs, aims to maximize control over us, over people, and it allows them to instantly destroy us whenever the secret rulers deem necessary. That is why we need to act. Move from cities to remote villages. Leave the world of concrete and neon signs. Do not let Triumvirs control you. We shouldn't concentrate. We should spread throughout the land and the ocean. Do not make it easy for Triumvirs to control you with their concentration system. Urbanization is evil. Fellow humans, get out of the cities!